What's up, fungus?
What's up, Lil Miss Friendly?
Hmm. Why am I so friendly?
I don't know, you are. We went to see Knock at the Cabin Door. Is that what it's called?
Knock at the cabin.
And we had a bunch of friends and Pates come with us. And I was just watching you chit chat with everybody at the end. And I was like, look at Lil Miss Friendly over there.
I know we got to go to a screening of Knock at the Cabin and they let us bring 8 pates with us. So we got a bunch of people together. We saw an advanced screening. It comes out this Friday and I really liked it.
Yeah, it's not for me.
I know. You don't like things.
I do like things. I like Dave Bautista.
Yeah, Dave Bautista was so good in it.
He's really good in everything he's in.
Mm.
That's how I'm going to get you to watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Listen, I didn't want to watch it either. It's got fucking one of the Chris's in it. One of the stupid Chris's, one of the big clunky lunkhead Chris's.
There's only one.
Which one?
Can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, I know. I can't think of it either. I just know he's one of the dumb Chris's.
Chris Pratt. Blech.
Yeah, that's right.
Blech. Chris Pratt, Hate Club.
But Batista makes that movie great.
Yeah, he does. He's this giant fucking head.
He is a giant man.
I know. But yeah, I'm not going to say barely anything about the movie because I feel like it's just one of those movies you have to go in with no fucking idea what it's about. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, but it wasn't his story. It's from a book, and you read the book.
Yeah, and they make significant changes to it, but it's still watchable, very much so.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I learned, though.
What?
The time to get popcorn and Slurpees at the Imagine Theater is 1 minute after the movie starts.
You were back so fast.
I walked right up to the front, ordered 2 popcorns, 2 Slurpees, got them, and was back to my seat in like a minute flat.
Yeah, you didn't even miss anything. And Rupert Grint from Harry Potter movies was in it. I love him from Servant, the show, the M. Night Shyamalan Apple TV Plus show. I fucking have the biggest crush on that guy. And
on the Harry Potter guy?
Yeah, it's a thing. I can't help it. First of all, I love gingers. I can't help it. I have a fucking ginger.
There's a ginger problem all over the world.
I have a ginger problem.
It's not just you. There's a ginger problem all over the world.
I don't think there's a lot of like women who fucking seek out ginger dudes.
Oh, I think there is.
Wow. I love gingers. Anyway, but he's like a very minor character in the movie, which sucks. I wanted more of him and I didn't get it, but oh well. And also, I feel like the movie could be how it ends up could be interpreted several different ways. And I like that. And I feel like that plays better into people liking a movie more because there isn't just one school of thought or one like, oh, I liked it or I didn't. I feel like how it was, you know what I'm trying to fucking say. I can't talk.
Yes. Letting people have their own ending.
Yes. Because then if you don't like it, it's like, well, you're the one who can't fucking think, you idiot.
But a lot of people hate movies like that.
I don't know why.
People have to be like, he died at the end and that's how it ended.
Yeah.
And if you give them something to think about, that overloads their noggin.
Yeah. Plus, like, there's the couple in the movie is like 2 dads and a kid. And the one dad, I keep calling him Sassy Dad because one dad was like more sassy than the other dad. Sassy Dad was fucking hot, first of all. It was hot. Anyway, but all the acting was so fucking good, even from people who are like nobody, like unknown actors. Like everybody in the movie was so like I feel like every time somebody spoke, I was literally frozen.
Everybody was great in the film. I wish I would have liked it more. I wish it was for me. I thought everybody did a great acting job. Even the little girl was fantastic.
I know. I thought it was weird though too. I think there'll be people who say it's not a horror movie, which is always fucking annoying for me. And also, weirdly enough, I noticed there was like one jump scare because you fucking hit me. You knew it was coming and you hit my lap and then I jumped. But other than that, I feel like there was maybe 2 jump scares and there was literally no jokes, like no laughs at all.
Yeah.
So, but it was very intense, very well paced. It started right away and it never let up. So there was no time to ever be really like bored or like.
Yeah, when I think back about it, there was no time in the movie where I was like, pick it up.
Yeah, none. Yeah, I really liked it. I don't know why you didn't like it. But also another thing that I thought was interesting that I found out was I was watching interviews after on YouTube of the people in the movie, and Rupert Grint said, he's like, yeah, I didn't notice, but he said, I didn't remember, but somebody told me when I was younger, I met M. Night Shyamalan, like when I was a kid, because he was supposed to direct Harry Potter 3.
What?
I know. He was supposed to direct Prisoner of Azkaban.
I think it's probably good that he didn't.
I think it's probably good that he didn't too, but I thought that was wild. I'm like, what?
Anyway, I feel like for me, the last thing I'll say about it is I really disliked Old.
I did too. I hated it.
And so I feel like M. Night redeemed himself a little bit with this film.
I do too. Almost every review I've seen or comment about it is like, this was way better than Old, which it was.
Yes.
So if you've given up on M. Night, just dip your toe back in a little bit.
In the Shyamalan.
In the Shyamalan area. I was trying to make something be like dip your toe like in the shallow end, and that was like Shyamalan. Didn't work.
Shamalake.
Shamalake. Just dip your toe in the Shamalake. So stupid. Toad is dragging around a bit up cardboard box right now while I'm trying to record.
That's pretty awesome.
It's fine. I also this week watched The Banshees of Inisherin, and it was so fucking good. It was so good I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Yes, I saw it too. I told you didn't. I didn't tell you I saw it until you told me. You saw
No, you don't tell me anything.
It's for me.
Yeah, good. I would think you had no soul if you didn't like that movie.
I know what to say to pretend I have a soul.
To pretend. And then you told me that one of the stars of the movie, Barry Keoghan, he had like a rough fucking upbringing, and now he's nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, he was in like dozens of foster homes, like up into his late teens.
Yep.
And he's still relatively young. He's only in his mid-20s, maybe.
Yeah, I think he's like 22 or something.
Yeah, and already Oscar nommed.
I know. I was watching a interview with him too, and he said he's a big believer in like being spiritual and the laws of attraction, and if you visualize stuff, it can happen for you. Because he had like a long time ago wrote down a wish list of 35 to 40 directors that he wished he would work with in some capacity in his life, and like Martin McDonagh, the director of Banshees, was one of them. And he's like, but like the thing about manifesting is you don't just throw it out there, you have to like throw it out there and do the work. And he's like, but it worked. But the movie is so fucking cute, pretty, sad, heartwarming.
Got to be careful with that law of attraction shit.
Yeah, true.
Because, then people start to blame you for your problems. You know what I mean?
No.
So the part of the law of attraction that becomes problematic is then people say like, well, the reason that you have cancer is because you were living your life badly and you were obsessing about bad things, and that manifested itself. Like, if the good things are what you manifested, then the bad things have to be what you manifested. So there's this weird line with the law of attraction, the way that it's popularly recognized. It's not the way I think about it, but there are some people who legitimately argue like that the terrible things that are happening to you are your fault too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think of stuff that way. I do think there is something in acting positive, being a positive influence on people around you, and then good things will happen to you. But then again, too, if you're like shitty and I don't know.
No, it's hard to explain, but like that's not the way like what you just said. Of course, if you're a shitty person and you surround yourself with shitty people, like shitty stuff is of course going to happen for you.
Yeah.
But I have literally seen law of attraction lecturers, people who specialize in it, talking about like the reason that people are in poverty is because like they're manifesting their own poverty. They don't take into account like intergenerational poverty and like racism, like none of that stuff is taken into account. Everyone is solely responsible for their own success and failure, and that is just not right.
Yeah, no, that's a problem. Especially medical stuff. Like what?
Right.
Yeah, that don't make sense. But anyway, I've been a Sharon. I've never really felt one way or another about Colin Farrell, and he was so good in this fucking movie. He was so emotional, and like, I don't know, he would make like the tiniest faces and just like your heart would burst. He was so good. And there's a donkey in the movie.
But you and I talked about it, about how Colin Farrell, I think, is one of those actors that's really, really good. He just chooses to be good sometimes, and then other times is like, I'm just doing this for a paycheck.
Yeah, this is like one of the best performances I've ever seen. Like I was gutted the whole movie. I was just like, I don't know. But then there's also like wholesome moments. Like it's like a sad movie, but then every once in a while there'll be a glimmer and your heart will just be like, oh my God. I seriously haven't watched any of the other Oscar movies yet because I needed like days to like become unemotional from watching Banshees.
Yeah. And don't watch any like bad Colin Farrell movies.
Yeah, don't.
So that you can continue to think that he's a good actor. Like, don't run out and watch Phone Booth tonight.
I didn't plan on it.
You remember that movie?
I didn't see it.
Like a guy is in a phone booth for the whole movie or something like that.
Sounds like it.
Crazy.
Speed there on a bus the whole movie.
Try and find a phone booth right now.
I know when we see one on road trips, we're like, hey, look at that thing.
Pretty exciting.
Also, Christopher Landon, the director of Happy Death Day and Freaky, one of our favorite low-key directors, has a new movie coming out February 24th on Netflix called We Have a Ghost.
And it looks fucking great.
Those look great.
It looks smart. It looks funny.
Mm-hmm.
David Harbour.
Mm-hmm. Why'd they have to make him look so old and shitty?
I have spoilers for a movie I haven't seen yet. By the end of the movie, he will not look like that.
I hope not.
I think that his ghost is manifesting him looking like that. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking they're going to do a... You remember the movie Ghost at the end?
Mm-hmm.
When all of a sudden Sam is surrounded by like sparkling, twinkling lights and he's glowing?
Yeah, but he's still hot the whole movie.
Yeah, but I think they'll do a similar type thing in this one. I have a feeling like that.
Okay.
Man, is Ghost a good movie?
Man, Ghost is fucking so good.
So good.
That window falls on that guy. That's so brutal.
Brutal. Those fucking shadow screaming things that drag you off to infinity.
The part where he's typing on the computer and he's fucking Sam. It's so fucking scary.
Yeah. And Whoopi.
Yeah. Whoopi. You're in danger, bro.
Whoopi. Yelling at all the spirits who now know that she can actually see them.
Oda Mae Brown. The neighborhood.
Such a good movie.
Psychic. The floating penny.
The whole thing's good. And everybody that's listening to this podcast knows all these great parts.
They know every part. We're just going to keep naming parts from Ghost. That's this whole episode. The part with the clay. Fucking Unchained Melody.
Making Oda Mae give the check away to a nun.
$4 million. She's got that crazy suit on. Then her sisters, and then she's doing that reading, and that guy talks in her body.
This has been John and Jessica's recap of the movie Ghost.
It's about as good as all of our other recaps. Spoiler alert, Adam Berry.
Spoiler alert, Adam Berry for Ghost.
Ghost came out in fucking 1992.
It was probably made before Adam was born. You would think for the amount of like paranormal people we know who fucking love Ghostbusters, you would think that more people would be talking about Ghost as well.
Yeah, why isn't nobody at Comic-Cons dressed up like fucking Patrick Swayze?
If I dressed up as Patrick Swayze and went to Comic-Con and like carried a penny around on my index finger.
Yeah, and I'll just wear like a pixie wig and never eat again.
All right, that's enough ghost movie talk.
What was I gonna say? Somebody, I can't remember if it was one of our pates or somebody in DM asked me to ask you or for us to discuss.
I'm sorry.
What?
I can't believe we just spent 10 minutes talking about Ghost.
Yeah, you literally can believe it. What else the fuck do we do on here?
This podcast is ridiculous.
I know. Listen, for all the movies that we talk about that nobody knows what the fuck they are, it's about time we talk about one that people actually know. Anyway, somebody told me for us to discuss, is there a connection? Okay, they sound like they had a really, really realistic alien abduction dream, and they were trying to ask me I can't fucking talk. Ask us what we think about, is there a connection or has there been... Can I start over?
I knew it was coming. I could tell.
Wait, they want to know if there's been past cases or any discussion about if a vivid abduction dream was actually an abduction or if they're just having a vivid dream. Can be either or.
Yeah, so it depends. I mean, the majority of abduction cases, the memory of abduction is recovered.
Mm-hmm.
And abductees don't know they've been abducted. Like they don't even have dreams of being abducted.
Mm-hmm.
We did a case.
You can hear your scratchy ass beard. Don't scratch your beard in the microphone.
Sorry. We did a case on Unsolved about an alien abduction, and the discussion in the research room was, are we going to approach this as an alien abduction, as sleep paralysis, as some type of possession, as some type of out-of-body experience, an astral projection? And eventually we just landed on alien abduction because that was kind of the flavor of the month when we were working on it. But I mean, I think that like when I have sleep paralysis, it seems like I'm being abducted by aliens.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can't move. There's people in the room with me talking. Sometimes it feels like they're moving me out of my room.
Mhm.
And that's just sleep paralysis. That's not even astral projecting or going out of body or anything like that. So I don't know if you would have a dream about alien abduction. I feel like if you were actually abducted by aliens, they'd wipe that part of it.
I know I'm torn too because I do, and I think this person too was alluding to the fact that they like felt they remember feeling pain while they were fucking sleeping, which I've had that before too. I've had a million like not alien abduction dreams, but like crime abduction dreams where I'm like abducted by a fucking murderer and I'm like tied up somewhere, or like I get stabbed or I get shot, and I can fucking feel it when I'm sleeping. So I don't know. I don't know if just because they think they felt pain, it was real, or I don't know. And all of us like watch and read so much weird shit. It's like, did I just shoot that into my brain or was it really real? I don't know.
I don't know. And there's so many different levels. And this is I'm probably going back now 25 years, but like I had a client that thought that she was being abducted by aliens, and we put camera in her room for like 3 days while she was sleeping, and she was waking up in the middle of the night in a somnambulistic state. Like she was sleepwalking around her room, and then there was a what's that thing called, like a shoehorn. Like she had a long shoehorn to put her shoes on, and she would use it to scratch her back up. And then as soon as she was done, she would go back to sleep and wake up and not remember doing any of it. And we had footage of her doing it, and it just freaked her out. And she eventually went to a doctor to talk about like sleep disorders and stuff like that. But she didn't know that she was doing any harm to herself while she was sleeping. It was crazy.
That is crazy. I bet a lot of people do that shit.
I mean, I've woken up with weird scratches and marks, and I figure it's always me because I'm a tossy-turny sleeper. Like I wake up wrapped up in my blankets.
Sometimes you sleep like you're dead though.
Yeah, usually when I travel.
Yeah.
Lay on my stomach and just go out.
Yep.
But if I'm in bed, I'm flipping and flopping and cocooning myself up in all my blankets.
Yeah. Well, I hope that person enjoys our non-answer.
It could be many things, but I think that if you were actually being abducted by aliens, they would wipe out the dream as well.
Probably. I know, speaking of like things being smarter than us, I saw there was some discourse on Twitter this week about what are Bigfoots? Are they interdimensional? Are they ghosts? Blah, blah, blah. And then Cliff Barackman from Finding Bigfoot.
Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah, he was like, I think it's funny that y'all don't give like Bigfoots enough credit. Like they've been staying away from us this long. Like, is it that hard to believe that there would be a creature that's way fucking smarter than us and way better at like being out in the wild than we are? And I'm like, you got a point.
Yeah. And like I say at my lectures, I mean, if there are Bigfoot, there's probably, I mean, you can guesstimate, let's say there's 50,000 of them spread across the entire world. You're not going to find them.
No, especially if they've spent like all this time of like humans being on Earth, and they like just they can track, they hear better, probably they see better, and then they're like, oh, here's one coming, let me get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I don't know how this applies, but it just popped into my head as well. But back in the 1940s, they made like 50 or 60,000 Action Comics #1 with Superman on the front, right? We only know about 10 of them. Nobody else knows where to find the rest, and they're not actively trying to hide from us. They're just comic books laying around somewhere.
That's true. Bigfoots are as rare as Superman comics.
And I think I replied to Cliff. I was like, I have no problem with there being physical Bigfoot, but I also think that like there's a myriad different types of things that we're calling Bigfoot. I think there's earth spirits that we call Bigfoot, and dogmen that we call Bigfoot, and Bigfoot that we call Bigfoot, and aliens we call Bigfoot, and interdimensional creatures that we call Bigfoot, and ghosts that we call Bigfoot. We just don't have the proper words to describe a thing that we don't understand.
I agree.
I think it's funny when people think there is only one Bigfoot.
Yeah, I don't get that. I feel like, I don't know, I always felt like not just one. Why would there just be one?
No, a lot of people think that there's just a Bigfoot.
That's stupid.
If there is only one Bigfoot, good luck finding it.
But that is funny though to think. I guess I never thought about that though. Like usually when you think of, I mean, not us, because we fucking think animals are way smarter and better than us. But I guarantee there's so many people who just think every animal, every unknown thing, aliens, Bigfoots, everything is just like way stupider than us, and that's not true.
Yeah. Yeah. How do we know? I think I said this before in one of the podcasts that we like. If we're so smart, how come we haven't learned to talk to them yet? Like they obviously intercommunicate with each other, animals. So we're not smart enough to learn. Oh, a dog only has 15 sounds that it makes. It's not as smart as us. Oh, so we don't know how to use those 15 sounds to talk to a fucking dog?
Right.
We're not that smart.
I know they have different barks because they have like playful bark. They have a alert bark. They have, holy shit, this fucking guy's coming at us bark. Like, they have different barks.
But I mean, they could be doing things like a dog might only have 15 barks, but like they might be doing a myriad of things, like when they bark a certain way, their body is posed a certain way, their head is tilted a certain way, one ear is folded a certain way, one eye is cocked a certain way. And if you start to add in all of the physical nature of a dog or an animal, and they might have a super complex language system that involves their entire body, not just words.
I think a lot of animals have that.
Yes.
Posturing.
Yep.
What else?
I've spent the past 3 days with a camera negative scanner scanning hundreds of old family photos back into reality.
That's cute.
I have found many that are very cute. I have found many that are embarrassing. I have posted a couple. I posted one of me and my sister in front of a rocket at Cape Canaveral, and we were going crazy because we saw a rocket. I found many photographs, more than I realized, of my sister dressing me up with wigs and dresses.
Yeah, you look stoked.
I kind of was. I told my sister on the phone, because I shared the photos with her, I said, looking through these pictures, I kind of forgot that you liked me when I was a little kid.
She still likes you.
That's what she said. Exactly the same like tone and reaction. She's like, I still like you. I love you more than I ever loved you now.
Aw, she's the best.
Yeah, she's just saying that shit because she knows I'll talk about it on the podcast. And she'll hear it at 5:30 in the morning when she's jogging.
God, I went to bed at 8 in the morning the last 2 nights in a row. I can't fucking sleep.
Meanwhile, I'm on a normal sleep schedule.
Okay, for 5 fucking seconds. You want a cookie?
Listen, my sleep schedule for the past week has not been like this in 15 years.
I know that. I don't know why you're doing it.
That's why I'm stoked about it.
I don't know why you're doing it.
I don't know why my body's doing it either.
Well, we're going out of town this weekend, so we're about to fuck it all up again anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if I can go.
You're fucking going. You are going. We're doing the best thing that we ever did in our entire life. It's going to be our greatest Patreon video, our greatest day of our life. No, I'm not fucking exaggerating. It is an opportunity that few humans get.
Jessica and I are going into space.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
I would rather do what we're doing than go to space. How about that? How's that for a
Oh, for sure. I would too.
Yep, that's how good it is. That's literally how good it is, and I'm not being sarcastic. It's going to change our lives.
Don't talk about it anymore. You're going to give it away.
There's no way to give it away. No one would ever guess. Nobody's going to know.
They're going to know.
Nobody's going to know.
They're going to know.
They're going to know when I post about it, but they're not going to know before. I haven't even told my dad. I haven't told anybody.
Wow.
That's why I've been too excited to sleep, because we're doing a thing.
Yeah, I've only told like half a dozen people.
No, you haven't. Did you tell people? Are you lying?
I told my sister.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I told Katie.
Why? You just said you haven't told anybody, you fucking liar.
Okay, that's like one person.
Yeah, I haven't told anybody. I haven't even told my dad. Okay, I told Katie.
That's it. But yeah, we're going on a trip. Going on a trip to a secret place.
It'd be very exciting.
We'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it next week.
Oh, for sure.
Listen, me and Katie were talking about this crazy thing this week. This is weird, but I never thought about it before. You know how, and you know this from having a sister and a fucking mom and being, I don't know, around females. You know how when chicks' best friends are really close, or sisters or whoever the fuck, their like periods sync up for whatever reason?
Yes.
Well, listen, we had this theory that what if like depressive episodes, like if you're prone to depression and anxiety, etc., whatever, what if since you're really good friends with people, like do you think it's possible for people's depressive episodes to sync up, even if they're not related, even if like their problems aren't the same, even if whatever the fuck? I feel like they can sync up. Is that weird?
No, I think that human beings who are close and interact with other human beings have entangled bonds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's just women's menstrual cycles or depression. Like it spreads out into happiness. Like our energetic fields are entangled.
Yeah, isn't that weird? Even if you don't even like live by each other, like just from like talking all the time and interacting and like knowing each other so well.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if it exists, if it exists in some super paranormal state, some super state, then distance wouldn't matter.
Right.
I mean, that's the whole thing of like, you know, when people get a bad feeling and then their phone rings and they find out someone died. Like that's that entangled field.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Sometimes I will be sitting at home and I'll get into a really good mood and I wonder which one of my friends is having a really good time.
I know me and you have said before that like you'll start to feel sick and you think it's because I'm sick, and we're usually right.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Or maybe it's because you poisoned me. I don't know.
Or if I go somewhere and I'm drinking
mm-hmm.
and you're not around, I can drink like fucking crazy. But if you're around and you're drinking, I get really drunk really fast.
Did you just say the same thing twice?
No, I mean your drunkenness. If you're around me and you're drinking and I'm drinking, I get drunk faster. If you're not around me, I can drink like all night long and not get drunk.
Yes, because you're not having fun without me. Hello. Great mystery of the universe. Sorry, I'm fun.
Oh, you are fun.
No, you're fun too.
Little Miss Friendly.
Yeah, and then we left the movies and I fucking fell down the stairs.
Oh my God. When I saw you going down on the theater stairs, I was like, here we go.
No, listen, I had a long coat on and the stairs were weird and there was no railing and I had stuff in both of my hands and I stepped back weird and I just fucking could not right myself. Fell down. Just banging into dumpsters, falling downstairs. It's good to be me. Do you want to know a fucking this is a very short fact and doesn't have anything to do with anything. That's what I'm here for. Do you know what Nabisco stands for?
It's like North American Biscuit Company or something
National
like that.
Biscuit Company.
Yeah.
I never fucking knew that. I thought it was just a word. I thought it was just like a brand like Google. I didn't know it was National Biscuit Company. Now everybody knows.
Now they know.
I guarantee there's people out there that were like, I had no fucking idea. I would never guess. I would have never been like, let me break up this cracker word. I would have never thought about it.
That's so funny.
Never knew. Brain expansion this week.
Did you ever have when you had people had video game systems back in the 80s and 90s? I mean, I know people still have them, but for me it was the 80s and 90s. Did you ever hear of ColecoVision?
Yes.
Or Coleco? Have you ever heard that as a like video game term?
Yes.
Do you know what Coleco means?
No idea.
Connecticut Leather Company.
What? They made a video game system?
They're so old, they started off like making belts.
What?
And they eventually started manufacturing video games.
I never knew that. That's so weird.
Names, where do they come from?
Words, how do they work?
Magnets, how do they work?
Well, that's why I said it like that.
I know, I knew that's where you were going with it.
What is this fucking, first of all, one of our online buddies, Keelan, was posting about how she's making an ugly blanket on purpose and she was calling it a hate blanket. And then you said some weird fucking story about a hate scarf. That's fucking disgusting.
No, it's in my first band, Generation, my punk rock band. In our practice room, we had a hand knit blanket down there. And if you started to get mad or upset or you were being a dick to anybody in the band could vote for you to sit under the hate blanket. So you'd have to go and sit on the couch and put the blanket over your head until you weren't mad anymore. Which is actually a good idea. You didn't stay mad very long.
You're gonna go sit like a canary.
Yeah, you didn't want to be under the hate blanket for too long. It was hot. But after like 2 or 3 years, our bass player, Scott, became convinced that the hate blanket had absorbed all of our hate. And that, like, if you were in a good mood and you put it on, you would instantly become hateful because it would absorb back into you, and that it was no longer serving its purpose. It had soaked up the hate. So he bought a bunch of empty, like, gelatin pill caplets and then cut threads out of the hate blanket and put them in the gelatin caplets. And he would carry hate pills around with him. And, like, you'd be sitting, like, on the corner or you'd be at a show. And if you needed extra energy, you could take a hate pill.
That is so fucking gross to me. Cold, funky practice space blanket in a pill, and then you
yeah, for sure.
That makes you want to die.
I feel like it's a type of punk rock magic, though.
Oh, 100%, for sure. There's so many magic spells about ingesting shit of people's.
Yeah.
That we talk about.
And that blanket was filled with a lot of...
That's what I'm saying. Don't eat the blanket.
Yeah, a lot of skin dust and sweat, and who knows who was banging who on that couch with the hate blanket on them.
I hate that story.
But that's the story of the hate blanket.
Dun, dun, dun. Again, today I had 2 fucking epic clients like I always do. And one, she's like gonna be a nurse. She fucking just finished, like, I think she just finished her master's, or I don't fucking know, but she's the shit. She's super smart. And she's like, I don't know how we got on it, but we were just talking about how she literally saw ghosts like all fucking growing up, like a bunch of times, and like had experiences of shit like passing through her and shit. And she said one of the craziest experiences she had was she had like friends over in the afternoon when she was little, and they were all going to play in the basement. And she, like, I don't know if she was getting something or whatever, but then she went to go down the basement stairs to join them, and a fucking thing ran up the stairs, and it wasn't a human and it wasn't a shadow figure. It was like a fucking non-human thing that was running on its like hands and legs, ran up the stairs at her. And she like slammed the door and then like gave it a minute, and then like eventually like came down in the basement, and her friends were like, why the fuck did you slam the door? And she's like, oh, I saw a thing and I don't really want to talk about what the fuck it was. Like, what the fuck is that?
Dog ghost?
It didn't sound like, she's like a dog person. It didn't sound like she thought it was a dog. It was like a thing. I don't fucking know what it was. But, and then she was saying, like, and her house wasn't even that old growing up. She said, I think it was like, the way she was describing it is I was picturing the house in like Paranormal Activity, just like a newer build with like, you know how their house in the movie had like a, almost like a balcony kind of,
Yeah.
you put on the stairs, whatever. She's like, it was like that. And she's like, I would always see fucking ghosts on the stairs, and I would hear people coming up the steps, and then it would just stop and there would be nobody there, blah, blah, blah. And then, so she's telling me all these stories in her house about stair ghosts. And I'm like, okay. And then she's like, she said she grew up religious and her parents didn't really ever, they like believed her, but they didn't know really what to do about it. So they would let her like sleep in their bed a lot because they didn't know what the fuck to do. But anyway, so she said there was this, I don't remember the time frame, but she's like, my parents went to this like dinner or this thing at this haunted place by here, like some historic place. Anyway, and she said that when her, I think she said her mom, when they were on the steps, some ghost walked up the fucking steps at her mom and passed through her fucking body, and she like felt it. And I was like, oh, hello. And she's like, what? I'm like, was this before you fucking started experiencing ghosts in your house? Did your mom bring home a fucking ghost in her body? Like, your mom had a stair ghost at a fucking haunted location, and then you experienced stair ghosts in your house forever. You don't, she's like, I literally never put it together ever. Like, so now she's like, I gotta go home and ask my mom if it was like before when I started seeing shit. Like, I don't know what the fuck your mom brought home. I'm like, it's not common to bring shit home from locations, thank goodness, or else I would have more shit here than I already do. But she didn't like put it together.
Animal ghosts.
Animal ghosts. And what's crazy too is that one experience I talk about when I was younger, where I think there was possibly a UFO outside, or if I don't fucking know if I got abducted, but how you were just saying like they would just make you not remember. But I remember my room was shaking and it sounded like there was a tornado outside, and then I woke up and nobody in my fucking house heard it except me. Anyway, she started to tell me a story like that. It was the same exact fucking story. She was like, there's like a vibrational noise outside that I couldn't explain. It didn't sound like I was supposed to be hearing it. Nobody else in my house experienced it. I'm like, I had the same fucking thing happen, like literally the same thing happened.
I don't know if they do mind wipes on little kids.
Yeah, well, we might remember like this part of it, like the beginning of it, but not the part where you're gone.
Well, I think that aliens know that you're not going to remember very much as you get older, and that as a little kid, you're not going to be believed anyway. And like they don't want to screw around too much with your brain because your brain is forming.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know, it's wild. I don't know, it's always weird to me when like people who aren't necessarily like into paranormal shit, or and she was frustrated too because she's like, my boyfriend now doesn't believe in ghosts, and I tell him about all this crazy shit that happened to me when I was growing up, and he doesn't believe. She's like, what about me would make you not believe something that I'm fucking saying? Like I'm she's like,
right,
educated, she's fucking normal, she's smart, like why is, yeah. So I felt her frustration of being like, I'm like, yeah, it's wild when you experience something in your life that like 95% of people aren't going to believe if you tell them. Like, that's really frustrating.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, obviously the way that I do lectures, the way I live my life and stuff, I mostly take people at their word. Like, I'm not going to deny them their personal experience. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine being involved with someone in like an entangled romantic relationship, and there's a whole part of them that I'm like, yeah, you're just fucking crazy about that.
I know. Like if you believe all my other shit, why don't you believe this? Like, doesn't make any sense.
Right?
She also said that her siblings, like both, she has two siblings that are like in the Air Force or some shit, or like some kind of military pilots, and they have like multiple UFO stories, and they're like
Yes.
documented.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know, I believe it.
But it's that thing that we talk about all the time. Like, there are people who are like 100% there's aliens, they're visiting us, they abduct us, they fly around in our skies. And that same person is also like, there's no such fucking thing as ghosts.
Right. And like back to what we were saying before about like it's ridiculous to believe that like Bigfoots and ghosts and aliens wouldn't be smarter than us. Like literally, like why wouldn't there be other things out there that are smarter than us that are just super good at evading us? Like I wouldn't want to be by us either.
Yeah, there is a wide range of intelligence just in humans.
Right. 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 Right.
When
Okay.
people say, I always think it's funny when people say like, there's no way that Bigfoot would be smarter than humans. And I'm like, which fucking humans are you talking about? Because I know a bunch of stupid fucking humans.
Oh shit, they're smarter than this fucking guy that I met yesterday. Well, I think that's all I got.
That's it. What are you going to do for the rest of the night?
I gotta work out. I gotta watch some crime shit probably. I just watched the new episode of The Bachelor from yesterday because I missed it because we were at the movie. This new fucking guy is a fucking
Dud.
dud. It's just a nothing. He's like a fucking generic man with a frog voice. I hate him.
I just realized that I have to go out on a date with someone soon.
Why? Oh yeah, you do. I thought you, like the way you said it, like you have, what do you mean you have to? But yeah, you do.
I do have to.
Our Win a Date with John Tenney contest is still active. You can enter until February 9th. The link is on our socials in the What's Up Weirdo Instagram bio.
And in the description of this podcast.
In the description of this podcast. If you win, we will either fly you to Detroit to hang out with Tenny and put you up in a hotel, or fly him to you and you can plan the day and the hangout and blah blah blah. It's your choice. Also, if you're international, if you fly yourself to New York or California, we will either ship you to California or New York to hang out with them, or they can come here from there, whatever I'm saying.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be California, New York. If they fly themselves to the continental United States, I will fly to wherever they are.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Wherever you want to fly yourself into in the US, we would either fly you the rest of the way or fly him to you, whatever city. Like maybe they want to see a US city, so they're like, ship Tenny here and we'll hang out here.
Dream date. Will it be a ooh or will it be a
Lots of people have cute ideas. Most people just want to spend a regular ass day with you. Like most people are like, I'm gonna bring him to the grocery store and I'm gonna go to the dollar store and then I'm gonna go to the bar. I'm like, great.
I'm telling you right now, I think I said it before on this podcast. Going grocery shopping is one of the best dates I've ever been on with someone.
Yeah.
You learn so much about someone when they're grocery shopping, like what they buy and what they like and what they grew up liking, and you get into good conversations with someone grocery shopping.
It's true. Then there's like other shit there, like clothes and home stuff.
Yep.
Bikes.
Yep. You can find out if someone is like an Applejack person or if they're like a Chex Mix person.
Dog, Chex Mix isn't cereal.
Oh, Chex. I just mean Chex.
Yeah.
Did you like Apple Jacks or Cheerios? That's a better one. You can find out. You can find out if people are Apple Jacks person or a Cheerios person. Which were you? Were you Apple Jacks or Cheerios?
Applejack.
Apple Jacks for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Who eats Cheerios? I'm not a baby.
Plus, Apple Jacks, you had pink milk in the bottom of the bowl.
I know.
I can't believe I used to drink milk.
Ugh.
So gross.
Like whole fucking ass milk.
Whole ass milk, just like watered down Elmer's glue,
Ugh.
stringy and viscous.
Ugh. Don't say viscous on your date. Gross. And don't bring up the fucking eating of blanket pills.
The hate blanket.
Gross.
All right, I'm on my like 30th rewatch of Star Trek: The Next Generation, so I got to go do that now.
I'm like on my 50th rewatch of 90210, so.
Oh, by the way, I was thinking to myself of like other things that we might do in the future, like a What's Up Weirdo stuff.
What's that?
And I was thinking about like if we tried to do like What's Up Weirdo watch along Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for like a year.
Right, but I was thinking like if we did every episode of Beverly Hills 90210.
Why would we do that?
Because it would be fucking hysterical. But then I realized if we did one a week, it would take us 4.5 years to get to the end.
It would take 6 years. There's 300 episodes.
Holy fuck. I thought it was like 4.5 years. 6 years?
I think.
Not doing it.
No. I mean, we could.
No. No. I'm done. I'll talk to you later. Get it out of your head. I'm sorry I said it.
Not doing doing it.
I'm not doing it either.
We are going to see Titanic soon, though, so get ready.
When is that? When is that Titanic nonsense?
It hits theaters February 10th, but that's the day of our Woopod and Friends live show. So we have to go. And then the next day is probably fights. So I figure we have to go Sunday, February 12th.
Can't believe I'm gonna do it.
No, but I was thinking because I already told you that when you see me at the theater watching Titanic, it will be the happiest you've ever seen me in your life. But that's actually going to be this weekend.
Oh, that's true.
So Titanic will be the second happiest you have ever seen me.
All right, I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't either.
You have to take me to the post office this week.
No, we're going to go on Friday.
Okay, that's all I got. I'm done.
I'm done too.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bye, friend.
Okay, bye.
Nice, quiet bye. Go to sleep now, Jessica.
Hmm.
Think about dogs and puppies and how much fun you're going to have this weekend.
You have so much fun. I'm not supposed to talk back to my own guided meditation.
No, you're not. Bye.
Oh my God, bye.